James and I were going through a few players that showed up in some articles this week related to Pro Football Focus rankings. I found another one in the running back Trey Benson, who's rated the highest graded running back at Pro Football Focus for the class of 24, the NFL draft class. So I wanted to throw these three players out. We'll go one at a time and just get both of your impressions of what this season looks like, what they obviously do well, or they wouldn't be talked about, but maybe something that they could improve on and what they bring to this team and why they're important. So let's stay right there with Trey Benson, James, in regards to your thoughts about his level of play.
I think he's a very hard nosed running back. He reminds me of because this guy didn't really hasn't panned out in the NFL like everybody thought he would. But he's actually hasn't been bad. He's had 2 1,000-yard seasons in the Super Bowl ring. But I say he's a poor man's Leonard Fournette. I think just don't pick him in the top 10 or top 5, and you're gonna be fine. But the way he runs is he's very much so a hammer type of runner with breakaway speed. That's why I say he's like that. I mean, if you go back and you look at the 99-yard kickoff return he had against Boston College, I believe to open the game up. Again, he is a game changer. One of the things that I'm hoping that he takes advantage of and takes the next step is in his vision. That's why I call him like Leonard Fournette. One of our jokes here in Jacksonville when he was here, we called him wrong hole Lenny. Like he's going to just ram it up in there wherever it's at. And it's either going to be a hole or he's going to create one. And that doesn't bode well for long in the NFL. But I also believe FSU's offensive line should take a step in a better direction to where if you're getting half a yard more push in this kind of offense that they run, that's going to create more of an open hole to where he doesn't have to be as good with reading. But he's going to have a lot more on him, whereas Treshaun Ward can kind of go in and be a change of pace. We don't know who that change of pace back is going to be, and he's going to get another 5 carries a game just with that guy being eliminated, which is why I loved the combo that Treshaun and Trey Benson had. But I also think Trey Benson definitely I don't know if will be the best running back in the draft next year, but I definitely can see him being a second day pick and making somebody really, really happy as a running back in the NFL.
Yeah, my biggest thing with Trey Benson is that he has the knowledge, and Atkins has also pointed it out to him. And at the end of the season last year, Atkins and him sat down and watched the film and said that he left a minimum of 400 yards on the field that he could have had. And the part of that is exactly what James is speaking on. Well, the one thing you want him to work on, James says vision, and that I 100% agree with. We need him to be a little bit more of a patient runner. Let his blockers get out in front of him and create those holes. Instead of just blasting through wherever he tries to blast through at. Now, he's successful a lot of times because he's a big back and he's tough, but if he had a little bit more patience, he would get more yards, and that's what they focused on this offseason. I know that Coach Atkins was saying that he was highly impressed with how much better he was doing after a lot of the training that he's been going through. And I will say this, the young man that came from Penn State, Keziah Holmes, is going to be a big reason why we see a difference in Trey Benson this year. They said that Keziah has showed Trey a lot of different things as far as patience goes. And Trey will turn around and tell you that Keziah is a better running back than himself. And to me, that's wild because in competitive nature, you usually don't say that someone else is better than you, especially in the same position. And I know that honesty is honesty, but let's just be honest. We all will say we're the best at something until proven otherwise. But he'll tell you straight up that Keziah Holmes is a perfect mixture of himself and the gentleman that went on to Kansas State and Ward. So I'm ready for both of the young men. I'm ready to see if Trey has indeed worked on those situations and figured out what it is that he wasn't doing right. And hopefully we see more patience and that vision really works. And I personally think it will, because one thing that I will say, if a young man can come back from the injury that Trey came back from, if you've got enough discipline and you've got enough willpower to go through that, then you definitely have enough discipline and willpower to correct and critique your game.